Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me for the full moon in Pisces, September 14th at 12:33 a.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be, that's like a little after midnight, so it's going to be on the 13th, Friday the 13th for some people. But Eastern time, it will be on the 14th. You know, when I opened this chart, I saw it Pisces full moon. I heard, right off the bat, I heard, roll up for the Magical Mystery Tour. The Magical Mystery Tour is hoping to take you away. Woohoo! As this is a psychic astrology forecast, so if you are a by-the-book astrologer and this means this and that's the end of the story, then this might not be the forecast for you. If you're looking at this chart and thinking, oh God, it's one of those astrology, it's going to be too much for me to understand, hang in there because it does get more and more psychic as we go along, okay? Yeah, so it is the full moon in Pisces, and the full moon in Pisces is the most psychic, spiritual, mystical time, energy, everything. And it is conjunct its natal ruler of Pisces here. I mean, Neptune, Pisces. So it's conjunct Neptune in a loose conjunction with Lilith. The big news still is, though, everything is over here opposing this huge stellium in Virgo. So I feel like, solving problems. We're going to get ideas and, we're going to get ideas, we're going to get downloads on ways to implement, in its most positive expression. This could be this way. Ideas to implement and get things done, and new ideas do that. There could be a fight going on between, oh, I just want to go sit by the lake and meditate and chill out, but oh shoot, I got all this work I've got to do over here. So there could be a thing like that going on back and forth, but in its highest expression or its best use of this energy would be to get these downloads, things that are, build a better mousetrap, things that are, we want to get done, get inspiration to do it. Pisces, Neptune energy, I say that because it's this, basically the same thing, the same rulership if you're not familiar. And this is energy that is, inspiration, psychic, spiritual, performing, dreams, mystical, creativity, film, video. I mean, it can be, it has the two vibrations. There's the fish that swims upward, and that's all the things that I just described. And when the fish swims upwards, of course, it's using the energy to transcend reality, go beyond this 3D earth plane, expand into the collective unconscious. When it goes downward, it can be drug abuse, alcoholism, mental illness, lying. So because Neptune energy is never quite really in the reality. And Pisces people, you'll notice that, Pisces moon people, they're not quite in reality. not that that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. They're just kind of out of it a little bit, and they can take it two ways. You can go upward or you can go downward. This is the more practical. This is the opposition of that. This is totally like spaced out and out there. So it needs this pulling of this energy of grounding, of coming into the 3D earth. The sun, which is opposed, so it's 21, it's always in opposition if you're not familiar. The moon is at 21, the sun is at 21 degrees. The sun is right smack in the middle of this huge stellium here. And we've got the Mars conjunct in the closest connection at 4 degrees out here to the sun. So there will be a lot of drive and ambition to get things done. You'll have a lot of energy. Watch it you don't overwork yourself. That could be a thing too. Maybe it's achieving the balance, because it always is important to take time to go to the lake or do some music or video or sing a song. Go sing a happy tune. Whistle while you work. I hope I don't get flagged for that. But anyway, so, there's this two parts of every opposition is two parts of the whole. Every opposition balances the other one out, okay? The other thing is we've got this 29 Virgo, Mercury-Venus conjunction. Also still, it's, 8 degrees out, but this is in a tight orb here. These are, I'm working on doing these ingress readings, which is coming up like not even a week later from this, less than a week after this or so, maybe a little bit more than a week after this. I'm still offering those readings, and there's a Mercury-Venus conjunction at the time of that ingress, and that also plays a big part in it. Mercury and Venus together, though, is, you know, love, energy, creativity. It's making it fun. Venus and Mercury together is something making it really fun, even though Virgo can be really, you know, nose to the grindstone, dogmatic. Let's, you know, do our chores. Let's get our work done. Mercury and Venus together is like, yeah, well, let's make it fun. Let's whistle while we work. Let's do something fun. Let's make it creative. Let's make it a game. Let's, you know, another thing about this can be like, because Virgo sometimes is like the drudgery. It is like sweeping the floors, or, you know, doing the laundry, or, you know, chores and things like that. Sometimes when you're doing these mindless chores, your mind, it kind of sets you, it can be like a type of a meditation. It can set that mind free. It can, you know, just open you up when you don't have to think. You can open up and get those downloads and be that channel. I don't know how many people, because this is water, Pisces is water. You know, I was going to do a video about it exclusively. I never did get around to it yet, but there's that, you know, that thing about the shower. So many people get downloads in the bathroom, in the shower, and water is just magical. Yes, there's a kinetic energy, but it's a portal. Water is a portal of some sort. I haven't quite really figured it out yet, but I just know, and I know other people too. One of my friends just said, I asked her about something. She goes, well, let me take it in the shower with me. We laughed because, you know, you take a problem in the shower, or, you know, or even just tears. Tears wipe your troubles away. You know, the water washes it away. And there's been a lot of water lately. There's been all the hurricanes and the flooding, and my heart goes out to everybody who's been affected by that as well. You know what I've been going through is a lot of deaths lately. And I mean, I'm of the Pluto and Virgo generation. My natal Pluto's in Virgo, and everything is in Virgo. But I mean, every year we get big transits to Virgo, and every year everybody's not dropping dead all over the place. There's been 4 deaths in the last like week. 2 were pretty close, and 2 were not as close, but it's just bam, 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 bam. And the first one that kicked it off, I did look, and he was actually having his Jupiter return in Sagittarius. And coming up on his second Saturn return. You know, they say you need a Jupiter aspect to go out. In other words, to leave the Earth plane. That's why another indicator that death is not anything bad or to be feared or anything, that it's a blessing, because it's, you know, often happens. And I looked up his chart, and right away there it was, Jupiter return, bam, right, flat on there. I mean, like to the degree, I think, just about. But also, I think it might have something to do with Jupiter approaching that galactic center. It's getting within orb of that. These portals are opening, so souls are coming and going. But also, the energy is coming and going. We can tune into that vibration, and that's definitely a thing about Pisces. And although the 8th house and Scorpio really rules death, and Pluto, that's why I brought Pluto into the picture. It's the god of death, or the underlord, or whatever, Pluto. 8th house, Scorpio, Pluto. The 12th house is also not a death, but it's the end cycle. It's the finishing up of the cycles. So Pisces is always finishing up the cycle. And then as we go into Aries, we go into a new cycle. Excuse me 1 second. Drink of water. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I get a cough drop. I'm not editing this video, sorry, because that takes like at least an hour or 2 more of my time, so we're just going to roll right through. Dreams and visions are just going to be off the hook at this time. Here's the things about, let me get my cough drop in my mouth, but here's the thing about dreams and visions. Dreams and visions, a lot of times they just come and go, you know. What am I hearing? Fire down below. Is there any fire going on here? I don't know. They come and they go, but there's only one thing about it. They got the fire down below. Well, it could be like a fire in your belly. But what I was getting about it is, you know, it's always there. It's always surfing around. It's always floating around. We're always tuning into it. You know, we have dreams every night. We wake up, half the time we don't remember them, or we don't bother to write them down, you know. So then, The Virgo is, okay, let's take these ideas, let's take these dreams, let's write them down, let's make a plan, let's make it happen. Yeah, so it isn't a square with the Jupiter. So it's squaring the Jupiter, it's opening portals, it's taking things to a higher level, it's looking at things with our oversoul or our higher self or our, from the perspective, from a higher perspective. And even though Mercury and Venus together in Virgo by itself could be really tedious too, especially Mercury. It could be real tedious, like just going crazy, your mind just running, doing your to-do list, what do I gotta do, making your chore list and stuff like this. This is really opening it all up. It's really opening it all up, it's letting it all flow. It's also sextiling the South Node and the North Node, trining the North Node. So during this time that we've had, it's about halfway through, 15 degrees is halfway, because we're 29 degrees, might as well just say 30, in a sign. So 15 degrees is the halfway point. So the nodes are halfway through Capricorn and Cancer. It's like a tipping point, that's what I'm hearing too, a tipping point. But also, during these last year and a half or so, this self-love thing has really been coming to the forefront, and it's a wonderful thing to do. And in contrast to the Virgo, where it's always service to others, work your fingers to the bone, give, do the chores. This is telling us, take time, take our sacred time, I'm hearing. This is a time of sacred time. This is a time of sacred space and sacred creation and sacred geometry, I just heard, but there's something else we want to get there. But it's this nurturing, mothering, and it starts with yourself, being kind. All of this energy is about being kind. There's nothing harsh here whatsoever, other than maybe the Pluto is a little bit, it's sextile that Pluto. Yeah, maybe it was the Pluto South Node thing is why I was, people were dying on me. That's also right on my natal Mercury. I'm getting off the topic, but it's really like working. Like, man, why is this? Deaths do seem to come in waves. Like they always say, they come in threes. Well, yesterday was the fourth one in like a week. So, for me, I feel like some portal is opening. I feel like it's Pluto with the South Node, but that's been going on. This full moon is pulling things in here. The portals are opening. Jupiter's approaching the vortex, the galactic center. So it's like a swirling vortex that's opening, and energy's ascending and descending, and downloads and uploads, and it feels like it's just, it's just going really fast, and it's moving faster and faster till it's, like a blur. Like if I were to do that, if I go like this, you can see the stick moving, but if I go like that, it just becomes a whirling dervish. Not a whirling dervish. I know what a whirling dervish is. I wonder but there is some spiritual thing behind the whirling dervish, if anybody knows, but it's they spin around, they do the dance, and they're spinning around. But that did come through. I don't feel like jumping off and looking it up right now. So if anybody knows more information about the whirling dervishes, please do put it down in the comments. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're plenty of time left. Okay, good. Yeah, so there's this opposition in the two, earth and water here, and then the earth and water here. So there's a cooperation of earth and water. Earth feeds water. Water feeds earth. We are of the earth. We are of the earth plane. We are three-dimensional creatures who live off and feed off of the earth. Our flesh is made of earth. We will return to earth, our flesh will. But then we have our spirit. And even within the context of the flesh being the 3D reality and so on, we are 90-something% water. Our body is. We have a ton of water in our bodies. I forget what don't Virgo nitpick me on that one. You're wrong. We're not 90%. It's 89.65. Whatever. Because that's a little bit of the danger, or where this energy can go if not kept in check, if not balanced out by this. But we are so much water. What I was talking about is we can get real nitpicky. But we are so much water. Water affects us, the tides affect us, the moon affects us, the lunations affect us. And I think especially the water moons do, more than any. The water full moons are the most impactful, other than eclipses too, of course, but these water full moons, there's just something about them. They're deep, they're spiritual, they're mystical, they're magical, they're lucid and fluid, and there's just this great vibration that comes through. If you like, it can also, if you're not tuned in, and if you are just in a lower vibration, it can also be confusion. That's why there's more, all this crazy shit happens on those full moons. It's it's recorded data. Hospitals and police stations, they know it, because people just can't even handle it, or they just get wasted, or they get all screwed up and drugs and alcohol, or get in a fight, or that's the down vibration of it. But if you can get away from all that, get yourself to some quiet, good place near water, or somewhere peaceful, you can really, there's some people, I feel like, especially if you're in a lower vibration, and this higher vibration, it's almost like it's dipping down. It's kind of up here, like a wavy energy, and it almost kind of like dips down and kisses the earth like that. It's like a kiss. It's an angel kiss, they just told me. Ooh, I got chills on that one. So yeah, it just kisses the earth. And for some people, that kiss feels beautiful and wonderful, and you feel inspired, and you feel all the good stuff from it. And some people, it's like, whoa, it just knocks them off their base, and they just are unstable anyway, or in a real low vibration, and it just triggers them to just bouncing off the walls or do something crazy. So there's both sides of it. Hopefully we can get over here. We can get in this nice, soft, beautiful trickling down, of the dewdrops or whatever they're showing me. I'm seeing it like, this dewdrops coming down, or that reminds me of what they're showing me, like a stream. But also those, I want to get them. I want to actually start making some too. To go in your rain barrel, they have those. I forget what they're called, but they're just things on a string, and the water like kind of just stays with it, and it kind of runs down and direct. You can direct it. You can direct that energy, and it's not like direct. Well, let's put it through some rusty old pipe. I mean, you can direct it that way too, or you can direct it in a very beautiful and delicate and magical way. Those rain spouts or whatever they're called. You take down your downspout and you put them there, and there's like, they almost look like bells hanging there, and the water just kind of ripples right through it, and it goes down into your rainbow. It's so cool and magical. So there's different ways of directing things too. You can be real harsh, like I said, you can direct it down the rusty pipe and throw some Drano down there too, and getting it real nasty and mucked up. Or you can do it the other way, guide it, oh, I'm not getting the word, but just this gentle guiding, gentle direction, gentle use of it. Allow yourself to be a little more open, allow it to flow through you, rather than, because it can behave like a tidal wave too. It can feel like that if you're in a lower vibration. There's stark differences between vibration, and some of us walk around all the time in the same, we live in a very nice neighborhood, and we're around civilized people all the time, and then there's other people, and maybe it's your job, like if you're a cop or you're working in an emergency room or something, you encounter all kinds of crazy shit, man. It's just like, it can, it can be hard to stay in your center and stay in your flow and your vibration when there's this boom, boom, this lower, it's like a rumble. It's a rumble, and it's anger, and it's heavy, and it's hostile, and it's aggressive, and it's out there. It's out there in abundance, in a lot of different ways. Well, I guess we see it on social media to some extent, but to actually be physically in it is not, it's not easy. It's not easy to maintain your peace, Just your peace. This has the potential to be a very peaceful and beautiful, wonderful energy. I guess it's how close you're already there. I mean, if you're already, at least halfway, then you can go there. But if you're way down here and it swoops down, it can just, everything can just go haywire for you. So try to get in that higher vibe. Try to clear yourself out. Try to be by water. Try to be in touch with your spirit side. The spirit side's coming to call, basically, And, you could be freaked out by it. You could be knocked off your base by it. Or you can embrace it and love it and use it and utilize it and let it feed you. Instead of this other feeding of this other kind of vibration that is so prevalent. It's really prevalent. I guess I should stop saying that, because what you talk about, you bring about. But I'm in the midst of it. I'm in the midst of it, big time, and it can be real unsettling at times. I'll say that. But I'm really looking forward to this Pisces moon. It's conducive for all sorts of wonderful things that could potentially happen for it. We could get insights, and they might not just fly away. Virgos, they're ready to write it down. Virgos, Mercury and V, we're ready to make a mental note. We're ready to, talk it into our phone. We're ready to, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to start working on that right now. We're going to start working on it. Because you can fill up notebooks like I do. I fill up notebooks with ideas, and, I might get to one out of every 50 or something I might actually get to, or even video ideas. I might get to about one out of every lot of them I don't do. And I want to beat myself up about it, and that's another thing that the Virgo and the Capricorn energy can do. You can really start beating yourself up about that you're not being productive enough, you're not getting enough done. You got to replenish. This is a full moon of replenishment for sure. If you're angry and you've got a lot of hostile, angry energy, then you might not feel replenished by it. You might feel, you might want to block it out, or feel like, it might be unsettling for some. I think most of the people watching this, though, I don't think most people watching this are in that low vibration. I think you're in a higher, you're trying to get there like me. We're always trying to get higher. I want to take you higher. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Better not get flagged. I better shut up. Anyways, this is the video. This is the reading. Don't forget, I still have those ingress readings going on. So that'll be on for the rest of this month of September. It's pretty cool. There's quite a bit going on with that ingress. There's a Sun, Mars, Venus, Mercury conjunction. It's all opposing Chiron and Lilith together. We're looking at it's conjuncting Uranus, the ingress. There's stuff going on with those nodes and everything. So, and it is for the upcoming season. It's pretty interesting. Before I did YouTube videos, I never ran the charts for new and full moons or anything, but I always ran the chart for the ingress, because it is a very good predictor of the upcoming energies. And I have all sorts of other stuff, so please do check out my website. I do appreciate that so much, and I love reading the comments. And thank you for all your generous sharing and support in every way. Some people don't like to use PayPal for donations, so I've added the Cash app. You can find a link below. We'll see how that goes. There's a lot of mixed reviews on the website, but people are using it, and people that I know say it works pretty good. So if you're interested in any of that, you can find the link below, or the readings, or I have adult coloring books and all sorts of stuff. By supporting me through all my wares and everything else that you do, this keeps these readings free. Each and every week, pretty much, I upload to YouTube for years now. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great full moon in Pisces, and I'll speak to you soon.